Welcome to my channel, and today we're going to take a look at another horrible case with you. The Kahler family case. Can this crime be justified by a nervous disorder? In 1995, Kansas passed a law stating that an offender who committed a premeditated crime could not blame his actions on a mental disorder that made him unable to distinguish right from wrong. This law was passed because almost every criminal, when brought to trial, tried to avoid punishment by claiming that he was not in control of his actions or did not realize the consequences. Because of a mental disorder, the head of the once happy and large Kahler family tried to use insanity as a defense to avoid responsibility for the atrocities he committed. However, he was found sane. Psychologists believe that his actions were motivated by jealousy, rage, and a desire for revenge against the ex-wife who left him and the daughters who supported their mother. Unfortunately, such crimes motivated by jealousy and a pathological desire for revenge are a common worldwide phenomenon. According to statistics, these motives account for 1 in 8 crimes committed. Excessive suspicion, insecurity, and obsessive need to control a partner can turn a person into a real beast who does not spare even his own children. The story of the Kahler family. James Craig Kahler was born in 1963 in Weatherford, Texas. His future wife, Karen Kahler Nee White, was born in the same city in 1965. They met in the early 1980s. As students at a Texas university, Craig was graduating in engineering and Karen was a freshman in the humanities department. They quickly found common ground and soon began a romantic relationship. They were young in love and seemed like the perfect couple. Craig was a top student known for his determination and talent in engineering. In the late 1980s, after graduation, they had a modest wedding attended only by close friends and family. Their first child, Emily, was born in 1991, followed by Lauren. In 1993, they lived in a cozy house in Weatherford and were quite well off by local standards. In 1999, when Karen was pregnant with her third child, Craig received a lucrative job offer at a large utility company in Weatherford. His promotion coincided with the birth of their son Sean, whom he adored. With a higher income, Craig bought a spacious house in the city's most prestigious neighborhood and a reliable family car. Karen stayed at home and Craig became the primary breadwinner outwardly. The family seemed perfect. The daughters, Emily and Lauren, were talented in sports and music, often participating in vocal competitions and local events. Emily excelled in school and went to a prestigious pharmacy college, while Lauren, an excellent student, dreamed of attending a conservatory to pursue a career in music. Sean was an outgoing, kind, and inquisitive boy, interested in pneumatics and aspiring to become an archaeologist. He was very close to his parents and sisters Craig provided. For his family, Karen made the home comfortable, raised the children, and baked tasty treats. They were active in the community, striving to improve their neighborhood. They also raised 3 wonderful and talented children. However, behind the facade of perfection, there were many problems that family members kept hidden. In 2007, Karen admitted to her younger sister Linda that she was on the verge of a nervous breakdown. She complained that Craig had been controlling and monitoring her for years, and that this control was increasing. Craig demanded a full accounting of all expenditures, not just major purchases, but everyday household expenses as well. Karen provided him with supermarket receipts, bank transaction data, and reported her whereabouts. Every day while he was at work, the entire Kahler family lived on a strict schedule set by Craig. When he returned from work, his wife and children had to be home to meet him. They went to bed, woke up, and ate at certain times, and even intimacy between the couple was scheduled over time. Craig's obsession with control intensified. He became increasingly demanding and selfish, and Karen's actions were scheduled down to the hour. Karen felt enslaved. She had no free time, only duties and responsibilities. She tried to fulfill all of her husband's demands, hoping that he would loosen his control and they could get back to their old life. But Craig seemed to enjoy his control and was unwilling to change. Linda was deeply disturbed by her sister's revelations. She, like everyone else, had seen Craig as the perfect husband, father, and family man, and it turned out he was a domestic tyrant. However, Karen did not want to destroy her family. Besides, she and her children were financially dependent on Craig. Therefore, she decided to find a job that would provide her with a stable income. Karen's new hobby. Karen, despite her advanced age and 3 children, was in great physical shape. She always adhered to the principles of good nutrition, periodically followed Diets took care of herself and went jogging every day secretly from her husband. She enrolled in a local fitness club where she started working out for several hours every day. It was her way of blowing off steam, distracting herself and getting her thoughts in order. She attended the gym while Craig was at work and didn't notice her working out soon. The management of the sports club noticed the attractive, fit, and diligent woman Karen was offered to try herself as a fitness instructor, with a probationary period and the possibility of an official labor contract. The former housewife could not have dreamed of such an opportunity, because now she will be able to continue doing what she loves and even receive a decent remuneration. For it eventually Craig found out that his wife was going to the gym. Karen expected a scandal and that her husband would forbid her to go, but surprisingly he reacted calmly. He even seemed pleased that his wife had found something to do and was now earning her own money. His only conditions were that she had to be home when he arrived, cook meals, and not disrupt their planned intimate life. Karen found these conditions acceptable because now she had the freedom of action and the ability to provide for her own needs without having to justify to her husband every dime she spent. Unexpected romance and a love triangle. Soon there was a new instructor at the fitness club named Sunny Rice Karen, and Sunny quickly hit it off and became friends for Karen, who had been a stay-at-home mom for many years and was unable to socialize with people outside the family. Sunny became a trusted confidant. The women spent time together at work every day, sometimes going for walks, drinking coffee, and having heart-to-heart talks. It didn't take long for their friendship to grow into something more naturally. They hid their feelings and relationship from everyone, but in time, Karen decided that she had to confess everything to her husband. She spent months preparing for this conversation, trying to find the right words, not knowing how to start and what the consequences might be. Eventually, she opened up to Craig. Although Craig was quite puzzled by his wife's revelation, he reacted rather calmly and did not make a scene. However, the next day, Craig stated that he agreed to his wife's relationship with Sunny, but on the condition that he could join them. Karen was shocked by her husband's proposal and didn't know how to react to it. Nevertheless, Craig took the initiative and began courting Sunny. Sending her flowers and small gifts, he seemed to see this as an opportunity to brighten his intimate life and add passion and new sensations to his marriage to Karen. At first, the women agreed to his proposal, but soon realized that for Craig it was a game of dominance. Their peculiar love triangle didn't last long, and Craig was made to realize that he was not welcome in their relationship. Feeling insulted, Craig demanded that Karen end the affair immediately. But she continued to date Sunny, genuinely in love after nearly 2 decades of marriage. It seemed that Karen was ready to leave her husband for a new relationship, a move to another state, and secret meetings. After months of scandals, confrontations, and agonizing deliberation, Craig decided that the best solution to save his family would be to move to another state. He began looking for a new job, sending out resumes, and soon landed a position as a water director for a large company in Columbia, Missouri, a city neighboring Kansas. Craig believed that his wife's move to another state would end her affair with Sunny, and their family life would return to normal. The move in the summer of 2008 proved difficult for the family, as the children had to change schools, make new friends, and adjust to life in a new city. Although the family was already well off Craig's salary, and his new position was nearly double what he earned in Weatherford, however, with more responsibilities and more hours on the job, Craig naively thought he had cut Sunny out of his wife's life for good, but he was wrong. Karen and Sunny continued to communicate regularly, exchanging calls and texts and meeting in secret. They would drive to meet halfway and spend a couple hours in a roadside hotel before returning home. By then, Karen knew her marriage was doomed. She no longer loved her husband, and divorce was only a matter of time. These secret trysts continued until December 2008. On that New Year's Eve, the Kahler family returned to their hometown to visit family and friends. Sunny was also present at this party. Karen and Sunny behaved low-key at first, simply exchanging greetings. However, as the party progressed, and under the influence of alcohol, they seemed to forget about social norms. The lovers were inseparable, holding hands, exchanging longing glances, and some guests even caught them kissing. Craig wasn't just angry, he was furious. Karen had insulted and humiliated him in front of dozens of former roommates, friends, and co-workers, making her affair public. Craig made a scene at the party, verbally attacking his wife and Sonny and enraged.